Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel and welcome to another foundation review. In today's video, we're going to be reviewing the brand new Covergirl Matte Made Foundation. This has been super highly requested. I have had emails, I have had tweets, I've had DMs on Instagram, all blowing up in the comments. I'm sorry that it took me so long, but this was nearly impossible for me to get a hold of because it hadn't launched here in Australia yet. I had tried to get it shipped from several websites in the States. I'd tried to get it from Amazon. I tried to get it off eBay. It was near on impossible. So it's finally here in Australia. I finally got my hands on it, so we're finally going to do the review. Now, I have noticed a little bit of feedback from you guys with my foundation reviews, and you were all way preferring the format where I was actually reviewing the foundation over a couple of days with different primers, with different powders and things like that. And that's personally the way I prefer to do it, but the videos were so long. They were like, you know, sometimes 50 minutes long, and for a lot of people it's a little bit too much. So something that I'm actually going to introduce here now, and I need your feedback. You need to tell me if this is something that you like, if it's something that you don't like, but I'm actually going to be doing the foundation reviews in two parts. So there'll be a part 1 and a part 2, and then that way I'm going to be able to wear the product over a couple of days with different products, and you're going to be able to see a lot better and a lot clearer exactly how it wears on my skin and exactly how it interacts with other products and things like that. So yeah, let me know if this is something that you guys want me to continue doing moving forward. Obviously, this video has to be in two parts. I couldn't get your feedback before actually filming it. But yes, let me know what you think, you know, or just any other feedback that you've got, things that you want to see. For me personally, foundation is a huge thing. And, you know, you're investing this money and you don't want to purchase a product that you then put on your face and then you then go to work and you're like, oh my gosh, by 3 o'clock you look absolutely crazy and you can't fix it. Like, I've been there. I know how horrible that feels. So I want to make sure that you're as informed as you possibly can be. You've got all the information and you've seen the products actually mix with as many different primers and powders and, you know, with primer, without primer, with powder, without powder, you know, with skincare applied beforehand, without it, like every which way possible. So yeah, I'm going to be doing these videos in 2 parts, maybe even 3 parts if we need, so that you guys have got absolutely all the information that you need. So with that said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I want to hear everything that you want. But yeah, in today's video, we're going to be finally testing out the Covergirl Matte Made Foundation. So this is from their TruBlend line. You know, this has been absolutely blowing up all over the internet. It's got a very, very high rating. On the Covergirl website, it's nearly got 5 stars as far as review goes. I know that there are a lot of, you know, other YouTubers and people out there that are just obsessed with this. So yeah, I'm really keen to actually see how it goes on my skin. Now, if you are new here to my channel, I have an extremely oily skin type. I've got textured skin, I've got enlarged pores, I've got all kinds of fun things. So for me, it's really important for a foundation to really last all day long, to not cake or separate, and also look really nice and smooth on my textured skin. So yeah, I'm going to be applying this. We're going to be doing close-up comparisons. We're going to be testing it with different products. I'm going to be wearing it for at least 12 hours on all of the consecutive days that I do wear it, so that you can see exactly how it goes. All right, so let's learn a little bit about this foundation. I've just got the Covergirl website open here. Now, the first thing that I'm noticing that is actually like really, really encouraging to see, especially in an affordable drugstore brand, is this foundation is offered in 40 different shades. So there is a really nice representation across the spectrum, all the way from lighter skin tones to deeper skin tones. It looks like they've got cool undertones, warm undertones, just a really, really good range of shades, which is really fantastic to see. I feel like a lot of brands are getting a lot better with their foundation ranges, but at the same time, a lot of brands are just not listening at all and still only offering us, you know, like 12 shades. Like, you would call me, I guess, you know, like a medium skin tone. I've got yellow undertones. You would think it would be easy for me to find perfect matches in foundations. It's actually not. Like, even for a skin tone like mine, it's very, very hard to get a product that matches, and it's 2018. Like, we should be able to be doing this by now. So 40 shades, absolutely incredible. And I can see some really, really deep, dark shades all the way down to espresso. They've got cappuccino, like some beautiful, beautiful rich shades in this collection, which is amazing to see. Now, as far as what Covergirl says about this foundation, I'm just going to read you the little blurb off the website. So, it is a matte formula that isn't dry or cakey. TruBlend Matte Made's formula is developed with FlexiHold technology that creates a strong yet flexible film on the skin for durability and comfort, while mattifying powders absorb oil and minimize pores for a soft, matte, flawless finish up to 12 hours of wear. That, like, as far as a foundation description goes, that to me sounds absolutely incredible. That pretty much ticks all the things that I want. I want something that is durable, that's not going to transfer like as soon as I touch my face. I want something that will blur out my pores, that will control oil and give me a really nice wearable matte finish. And according to that description, this is apparently just going to be everything I've ever wanted in life. And then it goes on to say 12-hour comfort matte, pore minimizing, oil controlled, transfer resistant, all in 40 shades. So if there was going to be a perfect foundation in the world, that's exactly how I would personally describe it. Now, the other really cool thing that I love about this foundation is the way that the shades are actually labeled. Now, I've got 5 shades here in front of me. That's all I have from the collection. But you'll notice that there's like a letter and then a number. So L stands for light, M for medium, T for tan, and then D for deep or dark. And then you've obviously got your corresponding name. So L40 is classic ivory, M40 is warm nude, so on and so forth. I just really like that they're numbered this way. It makes it a lot easier, when you are selecting your shades. If you know that you're like a light skin tone, you can stick within the L range and, then choose a number that corresponds with your undertone and like depth of skin tone. I just think that's clever, and it's just not something that we ever see with a drugstore foundation. So that's awesome, Covergirl. As far as packaging goes, I do really like the packaging. It's a little glass bottle. It's got a black cap and then a little pump kind of applicator, and then a peel off label on the back. You've got your ingredients and things in there. Oil-free formula, pump applicator included. That's sort of all it says. Now, this is 30 mils. You do get 30 mils in this foundation. Now, as far as price range goes, this one is super affordable. In the US, it's going to cost you $8.49. Here in Australia, I can't actually find an updated Australian price, but the original TruBlend, like the original CoverGirl TruBlend foundation, goes for $19.95 here in Australia. So I'm sure this is going to have a really similar price. Now, the other thing that I have got here is 2 of the CoverGirl TruBlend primers. Obviously, these are made to be worn, in conjunction with the foundation. I personally don't, have a huge belief in having to purchase a foundation that matches a primer. Like, I think you should be able to use anything. But we will be testing these throughout the courses of these videos and, just seeing, if they actually make the foundation perform better, worse, or exactly the same. So yes, that's pretty much all the information I think you need to know about the foundation. Let's move on to actually applying this on my skin and seeing how it looks. Okay, so I've moved you guys in just a little so that you can see my skin nice and up close. Don't mind the cold sore. She's still going strong. I'm so mad. This is the first cold sore that I've had since before I met Brandon, so I haven't had one in like 10 years, honestly. I don't know what happened. She's here. She's here to party. Now, my skin is freshly prepped. I did exfoliate this morning as always, and I did apply my skincare as always. And it's been about 50 minutes since I did apply my skincare, so it's had all the time that it needs to kind of like, settle in and do its thing. As a first off standing, I think that we're actually going to be trying this foundation today. On half of my face, I'm going to have no primer, and then on the other half of my face, I'm going to put my favorite primer. This is what I sort of do in, all my normal foundation reviews, because it gives a really nice indication of how, it wears. And then on the other days, we'll try the CoverGirl primers, and we'll try some primers that my skin really hates, just to get like a really good indication. And then on the third day of testing, I might wear it without a powder and see how that goes as well. So as always, applying the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. Again, if you're new here on my channel, this is like my all-time absolute favorite of all favorite primers on my oily skin type. It's incredible. And if you're not new here, then you've heard me say all of this before. All right, so that is applied. Now, as far as foundation matching, I've got medium 40 here. That looks kind of close-ish. Like I said, I've only got sort of 5 shades of this. I've got what was kind of available. M10. And then here is 10. 10's definitely way too deep for me. As a comparison, I am NC30 in MAC foundation. So, yeah. I think I'm going to lean more towards M40, but I might also be a little bit of M10, so maybe we could mix them. But obviously you've got M20 and M30 in between these 2 shades, so like there's a really, really good variation. I wanted to give you guys a bit of a close-up look at the shades that I do have. So from left to right, first we have L40. Then in the center here, medium 10, that one's much more pinky undertone. Then we have medium 40. And then finally we have T10, which stands for tan 10. So these are the only shades that I've got, but it gives you a bit of a look at sort of the range that's on offer. Now, I can't seem to find on the website or you know, on the back of the bottle, how they indicate for this to be applied. So we'll just peel this back and have a little look and see what it says behind here. Yep, nope, that's definitely only ingredients. So I guess we'll try it with a brush and a sponge and see, you know, if there's any difference. I'm going to take M40 and I'm going to pop it on the back of my hand. Oh, okay, so the pump applicator locks. I absolutely love that they've done that. It just makes it so much easier to travel with. All right, so I put a couple of pumps of this foundation on the back of my hand. Can you see it's quite thick? It's quite moussey. Like that's not running anywhere. That's quite a thick formula. Might be a reasonable shade. We'll see it how it goes. And to begin, I'm also going to apply it with a kabuki brush. Oh, it is quite full coverage, guys. Oh my gosh. Scent-wise, doesn't have too much of a scent. Like it's not overpowering. It's got a light amount of scent, which I don't mind. Seriously, this looks so good on my skin. Look at that. And I'm actually enjoying this shade on my skin as well. Obviously, we're not trying to match the color of my skin up here. We're trying to match my neck, chest, and any exposed skin that you're going to be able to see after the foundation is applied. My face is naturally a whole lot lighter than the rest of my body. Okay, so I'm going to continue applying this. I'm finding that it's working really well. This is like a flat top, like really dense, soft, thick kabuki brush. And it's working beautifully. I'm sort of just using like stippling motions, working it into the skin, and like she is full coverage, like no kidding. Okay, so slowly working that around. Now I can tell from blending this out that you could definitely shear this down to a lower coverage if that was, you know, something that was more your style. And you know, when we do apply it with a beauty blender, we might do that tomorrow. We'll be able to see exactly, you know, kind of how it goes with a beauty blender and whether or not that's like a sheerer coverage or even like a fuller coverage. But as far as it goes, you know, applying it with a brush, it works really, really nicely with a brush. Now, all of that product that I had on the back of my hand is gone. That was probably, I mean, the first pump was really to prime the little pump applicator. So maybe we'll call it 1.5 pumps. And that's given me like a full face of really good medium to full coverage. It looks incredibly smooth on the skin. Like I'm quite stoked with how this is looking so far. This is so much better, like now that I've got more time to actually explain things and show you things better, because I'm not trying to cram it into like one little 20-minute video. Yeah, I hope that you guys, you know, prefer this format moving forward. But again, if you don't, if you hate it, let me know. If you only want it to be condensed into one video, let me know. This channel is for you. I'm not the one watching the videos, you are, so it's got to be what you enjoy. All right, so this is how it is looking on my skin at this point. I personally think it looks really, really nice. It blended out beautifully. Like blending it with a brush was absolutely, you know, I didn't have any issues. I didn't find that I had any patches of redness sort of peeking through or anything. It was very, like basically effortless to blend, is what I would call this. Now, as far as it feels on my skin, it feels so soft and light. I wouldn't say that it's dried down to like a matte velvet finish. Like it's still like a little bit tacky, and it's definitely a matte finish on the skin, but at the same time, like it's not a terrible matte finish. It's not too matte to the point where I just look dead. Does that make sense? But yeah, let's zoom in and have a closer look. I'm sorry that you're gonna have to see my cold sore up close, but it is what it is. Okay, so here is my skin close up. Now this is the side where we have applied the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. I think it looks very, very smooth. My pores look really, really minimized. So definitely it's claimed that it minimizes pores. I, at this point, can definitely vouch for that. It looks soft, it looks smooth, it looks good. And then this side is without any primer. Obviously I've got like my, you know, my moisturizer and things like that on. But yeah, again, really soft and smooth without a primer. Maybe personally, in my opinion, I feel like it does look smoother on the side with the primer than without. But at the same time, I'm not mad about how it's looking on this side either. Like I would be perfectly happy to wear this as it is. So it looks really, really good. It's smooth, it's pore minimizing, demi matte finish, beautiful. I think the M40 shade is matching me really quite well. We will find out whether or not it oxidizes. At this point, as far as dry down goes, I feel like it looks exactly the same as when I applied it. So yeah, so what I'm going to do now is go ahead and apply the rest of my makeup, and I'll come back and show you what my skin is looking like. So I'm going to obviously do my eyes, my brows. I'm going to pop a little bit of concealer on underneath my eyes because, you know, there are still some things peeking through as far as coverage goes. We will build it up, you know, a second layer on another day when we wear it, but today I'm just going to sort of wear it how I would normally wear a foundation, which is sort of this level of coverage, and then I'll go ahead and I'll add concealer and things like that. So yeah, I'll pop concealer on, I'll powder everything down, I'll come back, and then we'll have a close look at my skin then. All right, guys, so I've got the rest of my makeup on, and this is what we are looking like. This foundation looks absolutely freaking incredible. Like, I've really got no other words. Powdered down beautifully. I didn't find any transference. You know how sometimes when you apply a concealer over top of a foundation, it kind of rubs a little of the foundation off? Absolutely, that did not happen at all. It was super seamless to work with. I used the Too Faced Born This Way Super Coverage Concealer, and I've only applied that underneath my eyes and sort of a little bit on my nose. I didn't need it on my chin or, you know, on my forehead. The foundation I felt looked really nice all on its own. Powdered down really great. I just used a translucent loose setting powder, and then I've got, you know, bronzer and things on like that. I think it looks really nice. I'm going to show you my skin close up again so that you can see it. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think my skin looks really smooth? I need to know what you think. And I'm still not noticing a huge difference between the side where we have applied a primer and the side that we haven't. So here is my skin on the side with the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. It powdered down so well. It feels really lightweight on the skin. Like, I don't feel like I'm wearing a lot of foundation. Like, it just feels really comfortable. And then here is my skin on the side without a primer. I honestly think they look exactly the same at this point. Let me know what you think, but personally, I think they look exactly the same. It doesn't feel like it's going to transfer. It doesn't feel thick or heavy. You know, I can touch it and it's not altering at this point. So far, I'm really, really happy with how this is looking. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and wear this, you know, for the rest of the day, obviously. I will do a check-in probably at about the 6-hour mark so we can have a little quick look at how my skin is looking. And then I'll be back tonight with the final results on how it wore on day 1. All right, guys, so it's been about, probably 7 hours since I first applied the foundation, and this is what my skin is looking like. I've got to tell you, it is seriously at this point looking really, really, really nice. Now, I have had some oil production come through, a little bit through the T-zone. You can see a little bit of the shine sort of happening on the side of my nose. Everywhere else, it's looking really, really good. Like, really the only area where I've got a little bit of shine is my nose. Actually, you know what? Let's zoom in. Okay, now we are up nice and close. So yeah, little bit of a shine on the side of my nose. Everywhere else is still looking beautifully matte. Absolutely zero transference. You know, I've been leaning on my face. I've been touching my face, not gonna lie, today. And you know, it's just, it hasn't disappeared at all on either side of my face. It looks beautiful and smooth. Still feels very, very nice and lightweight on the skin. Still feels very soft. Yeah, so far it is looking really, really, really good. Like, for a drugstore foundation, for my skin to look like this even at the 6-7 hour mark, like, that is seriously impressive. Yeah, I'm going to keep wearing it for the rest of the day, though. I did also take some flash photos. I'll pop them on the screen. Hang on. I'm going to zoom out because I feel like I'm, like, right up in your face, like, hello. But actually, I might move in even closer before I do. Side with the primer. So that is the skin. This is what it's looking like around my mouth. You know, it hasn't separated at all or caked. And then this is the side here without the primer. So, yeah. Okay, let's zoom out and then I'll continue rambling on. Okay, so what I was saying is I did take some flash photos, absolutely zero flashback. It looked gorgeous in flash photography. I'll pop the photos on here now so that you can see them. As far as oxidization goes, I don't think that it's oxidized. I feel like it still looks exactly the same color. I feel like it's, you know, all matching me really quite well. Yeah, so far so good. Like, the experience so far has been absolutely seamless. I'm really, really, really happy with how lightweight and comfortable it feels. And it just, I mean, it looks gorgeous on the skin. I have a feeling this might become a fave. Maybe. We'll see. And so they always look good at this point, and then it gets to the 12-13 hour mark and you're like, ugh, why did I leave the house? I look awful. So yes, I'm going to finish up part 1 here, guys. So yeah, this is sort of where we are at this point. I'll be back for part 2, and in part 2 we're going to do final 12-hour check-in, plus we're going to do, you know, more wear tests on other days, testing this foundation with some other primers, with some other powders, and seeing how it reacts with those, and then I'm going to give you my final thoughts on whether or not I think you should definitely spend your money on this one. So yes, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Stay tuned for part 2. Part 2 will be up in 2 days. And yeah, like I said, let me know if you like this sort of format of foundation reviews, whether or not this is better for you, worse for you. The videos are too long if I combine them all into one. Like, it'll be like a whole hour or more. But I mean, if you do want to see hour-long reviews, I guess, let me know that as well. Just let me know. But I love you guys so much, and I will catch you guys in part 2 of the foundation review. I'll talk to you soon.